Okay, so yesterday we were talking about area, and we used our area equals length times width formula. And today we are going to continue talking about area, but we're going to talk specifically about composite shapes. So let's talk for a minute about what that is. Well, we know that area is the inside of a shape, okay? Unlike the perimeter, which is the outside. And we know that we measure the area by measuring the length times the width. We also know that when we have our unit of measurement, so let's say it's centimeters, we know that we need to put this 2 to represent area because it's 2 dimensions that we are dealing with. Okay, a composite shape is 2 or more shapes put together. Okay, so if I have a shape like this, I have a rectangle, and then I decide to put another rectangle on top of it like this, that is considered a composite shape. Now, a lot of times, you're not going to see this line here. Okay, they're going to put those shapes together, and you have to see where it ends. Okay, so this is where you have to pay attention to what the dimensions are. So let's say that this is 5 inches, and this is 2 inches. This one is also 2 inches, and then this one is 4 inches. Okay, if I decide to cut this shape right here, and I'm dealing with this shape, and then I'm dealing with this shape, I need to start looking at my side lengths, my length and my width. Okay, so when I'm looking at the blue rectangle, my length right here is 5. Okay, length times width, 5. Well, I'm only dealing with this blue shape right now, right? So that length was 5. The width here is 2. So the area of this blue rectangle is 10 square inches. But now let's deal with the pink one. Okay? Well, it's a little bit difficult to tell right now what the length is, so I'm going to just skip that just for a second. Okay? We're going to come back to that. But I can tell that my width, oh wait, remember length is top and bottom, so that is the length. So my length is actually 2. Okay? What I need is this width. Okay? Well, if this whole thing is 4 inches, okay, but I only want this part, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take the information from this side and put it over here. Because remember, in this blue rectangle, if this one side is 2 inches, this side is also 2 inches. So if this whole thing altogether is 4 inches, but I've already used this 2 inches when I found the area of the blue, then I do 4 minus 2, which means that this has to be 2 inches. Okay, so then my width is 2, and my area of that is 4 square inches. Okay, and then I have to put them both together. So if the blue is 10 and the pink is 4, that means that the whole shape is 14 square inches. All right, so we're going to do 4 problems together in this video so that you can see what this would look like. Okay, so I'm looking at this shape. You know, there's multiple ways that I could cut this shape up. I could cut it this way. Whoops. I could cut it like this. Okay. I could cut it like this. I could even, if I really wanted to, I could find out what the whole area of this would be and then take out this missing part. Okay, so there's several ways that I can solve this. I think what I'd like to do is to maybe do what I originally showed with the black marker there. Okay. I think I want to cut it here. Okay, so thinking about like what we did last time. So this is the pink one. Okay, and then this top one will be the blue one. So I know that I need to do the area formula length times width. So I'm going to look at each of them by themselves, and then I'll add them together. So looking at the peak shape, okay, I can see that the length down here, I don't know why it keeps doing that, but I'll just come back and see that the length right here is 6 feet. Okay, length is 6. And then this tells me right here the width is 3 feet. Well, 6 times 3 is 18. My unit of measure is feet, and it's square feet because it's area. So now let's look at the blue. Okay. Well, I can see the length right here is 9. And the width right here is 5. 9 times 5, 45. Again, feet and squared. So now I just add them together. 45 plus 18 gives me 63 square feet. Okay? Now, as I said before, I could have, if I really wanted to, I could have done this. Okay? In which case, this would be a 6 times 8. Okay? Which is 48. And then over here, this would be a 3 by 5, which is 15. And if I add those together, it's 63. Okay, so I'm still going to get the same answer. It doesn't matter which way I cut the shape up. Okay? I also could have pretended that the whole shape was there. And then 9 times 8, which is 72. Okay, but then have to take out the missing piece. So this missing piece is a 3 by 3. So 3 times 3 is 9. And if I take away 9, I get 63 again. Okay, so either of the 3 of those ways always gets me the same answer. So let's move on to another question. On this one, we have a garden, okay, that has a bunch of different measurements on it. And I can see that my unit of measure this time is yards. Okay, so again, area equals length times width. And just like with the last one, I can cut it up here. I can cut it up here. I can think of the whole shape and then take away this part. Okay, any of those things would work. So I think what I'd like to do, I think I'm going to cut it up right here. Okay, you know what? No, I'm not. I'm going to cut it up because we did that on the last one. I'm going to show you a different way. I'm going to cut it up right here. Okay. All right. So again, we have pink and we have blue. Okay. I think it's easier if we just think of them as different shapes like that. Okay. So on this shape, I see that this side, so this is my length, right? So area. So the length of this pink shape is 4. Okay, and they're telling me right here with this arrow, they're telling me the width width of this piece is 3. So the square, well, it's not a square because it's not the same side, but it's a rectangle. So this is 4 times 3, which is 12 square yards. Okay, and now we go to the blue. All right, so looking for my length. Well, my length right here, 10 yards. And it's telling me my width right here is 5 yards. So, whoops, 10 times 5 is 50 square yards. And then I just add them together. Well, 12 plus 50 is 62 square yards. All right, 2 more shapes. I'll go a little bit quicker this time. So on this one, let's say this is the blue, and let's say this is the pink. Okay, so when I'm looking at the pink, the width is 11. I'm sorry, that was the length, I apologize. The length is 11. The width is 7. Well, 11 times 7 is 70. Oh my, I'm struggling with this one. My goodness, let me erase that. All right, area equals the length is 11. The width is 7. 11 times 7 is 77. My unit of measure here is centimeters this time, so square centimeters. Now for the blue one. Okay, I'm looking over here. The length is right here, so that's 5 centimeters. And the width is right here, so that's 4 centimeters. 5 times 4 is 20 square centimeters. So if I add them together, I get 92 square centimeters. And the last one on this video, we'll call this one the blue one. We'll call this one the pink one. Okay, so area equals, so looking at the pink, now this tells me, this 15 down here, it tells me that this whole piece right here is 15. But remember, right here is separating, and this side is pink, right here, this side is blue. So I don't want 15. But if I look at the top here, okay, if this top right here is 10 inches, then the bottom has to also be 10 inches. So I would say that the length of this pink rectangle is 10. And I can see that the width right here is 2, which gives me 20 square inches. Okay? When I'm looking over here at this rectangle, okay, so again, down here, the whole thing is 15. But this part I've already used when I did my 10 for the pink rectangle. So this is the part that I want. So I need to look up here, and here's my 5 inches. So that's my length. And then my width right here is 8 inches. Well, 5 times 8 is 40. If I add them together, that gives me 60 square inches. And that is our video for today.